We usually look for monsters in the shadows, but the most dangerous entities are the people we willingly let into our inner circles. In the 1990s, this remote farmhouse in Haryana sat miles away from the nearest neighbors, completely isolated from any hope of outside help. 3 people occupied this space: loyalty. In this level of isolation, trust becomes a weapon. When everyone is far removed from civilization, the human motivations of greed and betrayal have the room they need to turn deadly. Raghav drives up from the crushing density of Delhi, expecting the farmhouse to be a sanctuary for his recovery. Instead, he finds a series of growing disturbances. The power shuts down every night at 9, his car keys vanish from the side table, and Raju claims a headless woman is wandering the fields outside. These events are tailored to exploit Raghav's medical history. He had already survived one massive heart attack, and the stress of a haunting is a direct attack on his physical vulnerability. Scaring a man's heart into failing serves as the perfect untraceable weapon. By inducing a natural death, the killers leave the police with a body, but no crime scene. The fabrication falls apart at 2:50 a.m. Raghav wakes from a faint to find Raju standing in the dark, speaking quietly into a phone. Raju is reporting to Mohini. He confirms that the fright didn't kill Raghav and asks if he should move to the contingency plan, dragging Raghav into the fields to bury him alive. Looking at Raghav's estate, we can see the exact price of this betrayal. Mohini promised Raju a 5% stake in the property to see this through to the end. For Raju, that single payout outweighed 10 years of dedicated service. The ghost story provided a convenient cover for a cold, mathematical calculation of financial reward. When the lights return at 3 a.m., Raghav moves first. He grabs a kitchen knife and corners Raju before the caretaker can react. Raghav realizes Raju's loyalty is a commodity, not a virtue. To survive the night, he simply has to outbid his wife. Raghav offers a new deal: 10% of the property and immediate protection if Raju kills Mohini when she arrives to collect the body. Faced with a larger fortune, Raju pivots instantly, abandoning his original co-conspirator for a higher bidder. By treating his own life as a business transaction, Raghav turns his intended assassin into his primary defender without ever leaving the kitchen. An hour later, Mohini walks into the farmhouse, fully expecting to be a wealthy widow. Raju meets her at the door and follows the higher offer, stabbing Mohini before she can realize the plan has changed. But Raghav holds one final piece of information. He sold the farmhouse a week ago. He has the cash, and he no longer owns a single acre of the land Raju just killed for. The 10% Raju was promised no longer exists. He committed murder for a share of a property that has already been liquidated. In a world of promises, the person who holds the actual cash always wins. Raghav controlled the assets, while Raju and Mohini were only fighting over a ghost. Raghav gets into his car and drives away from the crime scene. He leaves with his fortune intact and his hands legally clean. Raju, left with a body and a worthless promise, is destroyed by his own greed. Facing a life sentence for a prize that doesn't exist, he ends his own life at the farmhouse. The police eventually close the case, blaming a violent affair between a wife and a servant. Raghav remains a sympathetic widower, entirely removed from the investigation. Raju gambled his entire life on a share of nothing. He traded 10 years of security and his own humanity for a debt already cleared. When you chase wealth without understanding the rules of the house, you aren't playing the game. You're just a disposable part of someone else's strategy.